Hi everybody, this is Charlie chatting and welcome to ALottaThoughts podcast, the podcast that will spark conversations with yourself and get you started on your own journey of self-discovery. Hi everyone, welcome to my podcast and welcome to my very first episode. Wow, I can't believe that I'm saying this. It feels so surreal now that I'm actually doing it. Pero here I am, continually challenging myself, continually pursuing spaces for me to explore and dip my toes in uncharted waters. Sa totoo lang, I feel like I'm having deja vu right now. Kasi around this time last year, I launched my YouTube channel. So it's been a year. And wow, that was like a wild, crazy ride. You know that kind of feeling when you're about to step on the stage to perform? Yung excited ka, pero you're also terrified to the bones. Parang ganon yung feeling when I launched my YouTube channel and now that I'm starting this podcast. Well, anyway, I want to briefly discuss what you can expect from this podcast. Actually, this podcast is inspired by one of the episodes of Miss Bianca Gonzalez where she shared her journaling. After I listened to that episode, I got so inspired and that kind of sparked an interest and a desire in me to do something similar. Kasi I've been journaling as far as I can remember and I've been blogging, with the letter B. I've been blogging since I was in university. So I really have this passion of connecting and sharing my stories to other people because even if I only get to inspire or help one person, that would be worth it. So in here, you can expect a lot of raw and intimate conversations I have with myself and also questions that I ask myself about the most mundane things. So talagang thinking out loud to kasi that's how I am whenever I journal. I ask myself a lot of questions. And also, I'm going to be sharing my authentic human experiences and real life struggles as a person of many and big feelings. So I will be doing all that through reading my past and current journal entries and also reading some of my past blogs. So in here you can expect the real me, very raw, unfiltered, unguarded, because on YouTube it's a little bit more curated. I plan out the things that I want to show and also I plan how I want it to come out, but in here it's just me. So yeah, I hope that you can tune in to my podcast and to my future episodes. So now let's dive into our very first topic. So for the very first episode, I chose a journal entry that I wrote just a couple of days ago. So medyo fresh pa. To give you a context, I recently hit my first year mark on YouTube. So I chose this entry because the main topic is being a beginner. And I feel like this is apt for me to do since I'm starting this podcast and I'm recording my very first episode. And also the timing of the year. Currently, I am living in Japan and it's spring season right now. And diba, after months of winter hibernation, spring is a time where people associate it to new beginnings or like trying out new things. So, kaya ito yung napili ko. So, let's dive into our very first journal entry kasi napakahaba na ng intro ko. Journal entry, May 5, 2021. When was the last time you did something for the very first time? This question has struck me around this time last year. It was in the middle of pandemic and my school just announced that we will be working from home on some days, and so out of boredom, I started to make my YouTube channel. I've been wanting to do it, but I always find some good excuses not to. Like, I don't have the time and energy for it, I don't have the right gadgets and resources, but most of all, I don't have the gut and confidence. But this day last year, I found the courage to finally do it. So I hopped onto my laptop and started making my YouTube channel, even without any idea how to shoot, how to edit, and what kind of content to make. But here I am, 1 year later. Honestly, I didn't think that I will even last for 3 months because I get bored so easily that I find it hard to stick to one thing. So, what did I learn from this journey so far? Okay, so I wrote here 5 things that I've learned from this whole YouTube journey. So it's kind of like a reflection journal. And I'm going to start reading what I wrote in here, but maybe I'm also going to pause once in a while to kind of explain. Okay, number 1. Sometimes things that hinder us from trying out new things is mainly our own expectations or standards of what it is that we want to try. Sometimes we just love the idea of starting it rather than doing the actual work to get there and do the day-to-day hustle to become better. Okay, so pause. Actually, diba totoo? Kasi sometimes we're so afraid of being a beginner and start from scratch, and we're so afraid of not being the thing that we want to try to be perfect. Gusto natin paminsan maganda na agad eh. And that's not healthy because we have to learn how to be a beginner. We have to, be bad at something before we can be better at it. And sometimes, when we're so scared of starting new things, we end up not doing it at all. Or sometimes we just end up sitting on the sideline and watching other people do the things that we actually wanted to do. So, nakakalangkot paminsan. Number 2, we are not going to be 100% ready to do something. Our lives are always so busy, there's always things to do, there's never gonna be a time when there's no problem. There's never gonna be a time when it's easy to start something unknown to you. Alright, so, pause again. Totoo, 'di ba? I guess in life, we will never be 100% ready to do something. And we always find good excuses. Paminsan, valid excuses naman eh. Pero ayun nga eh, sometimes it's just, a leap of faith. Sometimes you just gotta start doing it. Because it's all about being courageous and taking risk. It's doing some things even if you have fears and hesitations. And I just remembered one podcast of Marie Forleo when she interviewed Elizabeth Gilbert about fear and authenticity and big magic. One of the things that she said there really stuck with me and kind of like pushed me to start my YouTube channel. Kasi one of my apprehensions, one of my fears is that the contents that I want to make is not very original. Parang lifestyle yung gusto ko. Pero it's already been done before and a lot of YouTubers are already doing that. So parang, what's the point, diba? Parang ganun. But something that she said, I cannot remember the exact words, pero something along the line na, yes, given that it's not original, it's already been done by other people, but it's not yet been done by you. Yeah, guaranteed, diba, nagawa na ng ibang tao. But she also said that that's very natural because humans have been here on Earth for a very long time, and naturally they're very inventive, very creative. And we have, over 2 billion people with brains. And pretty much, talagang everything has been done. And that's fine. Because the thought of we're just all borrowing from each other anyway, and we all just respond to everything that we are already exposed to. And you are allowed to add to the pile. So parang ganun yung yung sinabi niya, and which is so true, right? That even though I'm doing a content that is similar to what other people are already doing, it's okay because I have a different take on it. I can execute it differently according to my personality and my creativity. It's still different. So, yun. Ganda nung sinabi niya. Pakinggan nyo. Search nyo din yung podcast na yun. Okay, back to the journal. Number 3. You will never know until you try. Sometimes you just have to give it a chance, and sometimes you have to give yourself a chance. Okay, pause again. Diba sometimes we have to look at things more of like an experiment rather than a masterpiece. Kasi ganun naman talaga when you're trying out new things. It's more of like a trial and error. And you just learn along the way as you go. But you will never know if it's something that's for you, something that you will enjoy, if you don't try it in the first place. So, kailangan bigyan mo rin yung self mo ng chance to do it. And even if you find out that it's not for you, that's okay. Kasi at least now, alam mo na, you can make peace with yourself and move on to another hobby or like another thing that you want to try, 'di ba? Kesa naman you keep on wondering kung paano kaya kung tinry ko yon. And nakakalungkot naman din if we just sit around and, pity ourselves for not being in a place where we wanna be. So, instead of having regrets, why not try it? Start something small. Even if it means just researching on something na gusto mong itry or like writing it down, yung mga goals na gusto mong ma-achieve, or like going on Skillshare or YouTube, watching videos na gumagawa ng gusto mong gawin, or setting up a dream board, whatever it is, 'di ba? If not for anything, just to know, just to figure out if this is something for you, if this is something that you could be into. For all you know, baka this could change your life or your perspective, or just for the sake of enjoying it. Kasi for me, personally, if the only thing that I can get out of it is the enjoyment, I will do it because that's a valid reason for me to do something. If it's fun, yeah, I'll go for it, 'di ba? Hindi naman kailangan lahat may productivity aspect to it eh. Paminsan masaya lang, sapat na gawin mo. So, ayun. Number 4, you learn something about yourself whenever you step out of your comfort zone. So, yun yung sinulat kong number 4 here. And definitely that is easier said than done. I know that it's very scary to go out of your comfort zone. Kasi syempre nga naman, we are in a territory that is unknown to us, and talagang if you're a beginner, mangangapa ka talaga, and that's not very comfortable. But that's how we learn eh. If you want to explore, if you want to gain experiences and skills, you really have to do something that you haven't done before. Nobody start at being super great na. Even though they are talented, given na skilled sila, that kind of like give them, a good footing at the start. Pero, halos lahat naman ng bagay natututunan eh. And you just have to start somewhere. And as a beginner, of course, you're not going to do amazing things right from the start, but you learn a thing or two from the process that you've made. You're gonna learn the way that you want to do things, na kung ano yung mas effective before. So, na-adjust mo yung sarili mo according to the experience. So, next time, you will do better. So, yun. Okay, number 5. This is the last one. Number 5, comparison robs off your joy. Don't compare your day 1 to other people's day 1,000. Okay, 'di ba kasi paminsan when we are about to do something, we tend to get inspiration from people who are doing something similar to what we want to try. But sometimes too much of that can be disheartening. Kasi we unconsciously compare our beginning stages to somebody who's been doing it for a very long time. And that's not fair to ourselves. So you have to be kind to yourself. Also, accept that you are a beginner. It's unfair if you compare yourself to somebody na talagang ginagawa na nila yun for a long time. Syempre, they already have the experience, they already have skill, and they kind of like mastered it already, diba? And also, when you start comparing your work to other people, nawawala yung joy of creating it. Kasi tumataas yung expectations mo, tumataas yung standards mo. It's so much better to jump into something without apprehensions. So, ayun. I guess that's the last one. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to start wrapping things up here because this is getting very long now for a very first episode. But I hope that you enjoyed this one, and I hope that this one inspires you to start something new and to finally start the things that you've been postponing to do. And to keep our mind open to learning new things and give it a go, because you will never know, it might surprise you, diba? So yeah, thank you so much for listening. If you listened up until the end, thank you so much for being here, and I hope that I will see you in my next episodes. Bye.